everyone, it's Brittany and welcome back to Brittany Unplugged. And as you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about respect, particularly when someone has lost respect for you in a particular circumstance and you really feel like you've done something that may have caused someone to lose respect for you, or maybe it's just a personality thing where you feel like your personality causes people to really just find you as someone who's not very respectable. So if you want to know the 4 ways in which you can overcome this and bounce back from this, then keep watching. So I asked 3 of my friends to give me their general comments on respect and really what can cause someone to lose respect for you and how you can overcome that and how you can make sure that you present yourself in a more respectable manner when you meet people upon whatever new ventures you may come across in life, wherever you may go. So we're going to listen to their comments and then we're going to get right into the video.
So for issues of privacy, I'm going to use pseudonyms for the real characters in my experience. And so Catherine was being cheated on by Jim. So Catherine and me were really close, and Catherine came to me and said, you know what, I'm actually struggling. I don't know what to do with this boy, etc. And then at the time I was 14. So I was like, well, let me do the ethical thing. I didn't realize. I just said, let me just tell him, this guy's toxic. I don't think you should continue with it. And then Carl, who was Jim's friend and was also kind of cordial with me at the time, said, that was very fake of you, whatnot, and he was extremely angry with me. And he lost respect for me for almost 2-3 years. But then, over time, he then regained respect when he saw that it doesn't matter.
Respect in itself is a relatively simple concept. It's just overcomplicated by overthinking it. To put it simply, in order to maintain respect, you need to establish boundaries between yourself and other people. You need to know exactly who you allow to have access to you and who you don't allow to have access to you. There's certain things that certain people can say because of the relationship that you have. And so if you find that somebody's overstepping the boundaries, if somebody's disrespecting you, if you feel disrespected, you need to make sure that you voice that. You need to tell them, you disrespected me in this way and I don't like that. Explain to them why you don't like it and communicate that to them. And then they'll know where they stand with you, and hopefully they won't disrespect you again because they know that you don't like it. I speak for myself and I think for a lot of other people when I say that I don't like to be disrespected. And whether or not you're being disrespected depends on the regard that you hold yourself, the standard that you hold yourself to. So whenever I find that I've been disrespected, the easiest thing to do to restore that respect is to express that. You are in a position of authority when you tell someone where they go wrong, especially when it's regards to you and the way that you feel.
My advice to someone that has lost a grave amount of respect from their peers or a large group of people is to basically understand that everybody in this world makes mistakes and no one is exempt from that fact. But the best way to move on from that and to heal from that, and the advice I would give, is that you start by respecting yourself, even if other people don't. Because if you respect yourself, people will respect you. How you treat yourself is how people will treat you. So my advice is that you should work on yourself, respect yourself, treat yourself highly, even if everyone else is treating you in the opposite way. It doesn't matter what people say, it doesn't matter how people treat you. You can't treat yourself the same way. Learn from your mistake and grow. Take that opportunity to capitalize on it and make the best version of yourself, because you are dope no matter what anyone says, and no one can take that away from you.
Thank you so much, guys, for your comments. I'll leave your social media handles in the description. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, the first thing to do, particularly when someone has lost respect for you or you have done something or acted in a particular way that has caused a number of people to lose respect in you and really just see you differently, but in a more negative light, is you need to remember that when it's all said and done, when the damage is done, you cannot change someone's perception and the way they view you because they've already formulated the idea that you are not a respectable person. So in order for you to bounce back from that, you need to accept the fact that you cannot change. It's very, very difficult to change someone else's perception of you. You just need to show them through their actions that you have changed and you're willing to do so. Now, part of the general term of bouncing back means that you're coming out of a situation where you have accepted that you have done wrong. You've accepted that you were in a place where you weren't in the best light possible. But part of bouncing back means that you come out of that place and you see how you can move on, see how you can move forward and level up to get better. So if you find you're in a situation where people have lost respect for you, you feel like people just don't respect you in general, accept the fact that there is something that you have done in order to taint the way that they see you, to taint the way that they can see you as a respectable person, because you have done something which has caused them to believe that you are not a respectable person. So accept the fact that this is what you've done and that you need to change in order for you to actually see how you can implement ways for you to change to become a better person. Now remember, like I said, you can't change the way someone sees you, but what you are in control of is how you act moving forward to make sure that someone else, the next person you meet, doesn't see you in that light. So if you feel like you are the type of person where people don't give you enough respect, or you feel like people don't hear your voice enough, instead of focusing on the opinions that they've already formulated of you, focus on how moving forward you can kind of present yourself in a different way where people can really get your attention and people can really see you for who you are, and people can respect you a lot more. Focus on moving forward rather than thinking about the opinions of other people who are in the past. Now this brings me to the second thing to do, particularly when people have lost respect from you, and you need to remember that you cannot live in a mindset that causes you to be continuously disrespected by other people. Now for example, this is a pretty easy example. For if you want 9 A's in your subjects for your exams, for example, but then you continue to live in a mindset where you're aiming towards B's and C's, but you say that you want A's, then they're eventually not going to coincide because your mindset and your goals are in two completely different places. If you have a mindset that allows people to continuously disrespect you, they are going to keep doing it no matter how much you desire to want to be respected. If you have a mindset where you continuously stay in a place that caused people to disrespect you in the first place, then it means that you won't actually change for the better. You're just going to want something. You're just going to have a desire without substance because you're not actually working towards making sure that the next person who you meet doesn't see you in the way that the people who disrespect you see you. Now, this step ties hand in hand to whether you have a personality trait that causes you to be disrespected by other people, not necessarily a particular situation where you did something that caused people to disrespect you. It's more focused on your personality. Now, one thing you need to remember is, in order to come out of a particular mindset, you need to step out of your comfort zone. If you have a personality that is very easily disrespected by other people, clearly the problem starts internally. So if you find that people continuously disrespect you, think about your mindset, think about your views on particular things, and think, why is it that people always find something negative to say to me, find something negative to say about me in particular? So you also need to remember that this comfort zone that you need to step out of is this space that you're in that is allowing people to disrespect you in the first place. In order for you to change your mindset and change where you are in order to be respected more by other people, you need to step out of your comfort zone. That is the zone in which people feel they can disrespect you, because the moment you step out of your comfort zone, you're daring to be different. If you stay in your comfort zone, you are not daring to be different. You're daring to reform in a place where you can't even move out of, because you're so used to being in a position where people can just walk all over you without actually getting to know you and without actually seeing you as a person and without seeing you in a positive light, because they're so used to the negative personality traits that you have. So step out of your comfort zone before you allow people's opinions to tarnish you. Because if you find that many people are having a problem with the way that you're acting, you need to do self-introspection and get yourself out of that mindset so that you can be respected by other people. Now, the third thing you need to do if you're in a circumstance where people have lost respect for you, you need to stop chilling with people who aid you to be less respectable by other people. Philosophies, theories, theses, words cannot even describe how much your circle and who you surround yourself with is so important in becoming the person that you are. If you surround yourself with people who gossip about other people, if you surround yourself with people who aren't focused and who focus on the materialistic things rather than the things that will help them get better, if you focus on those things, other people will see you in that light and they lose respect for you. You cannot surround yourself with people who allow you to be this less respectable person to other people and expect yourself to be more respected by others, because you are allowing yourself to be surrounded by energy that is stopping you from being the best version of yourself possible. So let's say you're in a group of friends and then you guys decide to go out to a party, for example, or some kind of event, and then you are acting the craziest out of every single attendee of that party, and your friends are there allowing you to act crazy, and they're not telling you to dial it down, to calm down, and they're not keeping you in check, and they're not checking on you, but they allow you to make a fool of themselves. They're not your friends, because you need to take into account the fact that when you act out in a particular way, people are already formulating an opinion of you. And then if you are there acting like the rowdiest there, and then your friends are the ones that are keeping composure, that are in check, that aren't telling you to calm down, look, dial it down, who aren't telling you to just keep yourself in check, but they're allowing you to act in that way, they're allowing you to be disrespected by other people, because people will know that you are rowdy and they can't be seen with you, and they're just going to formulate so many negative things about you because the people you were with didn't put it into your head that you cannot be acting this particular way. Even if, let's say, you're the most drunk out of your group of friends and your friends are telling you to sober up, let's say they bring you to a place where they're like, look, you need to calm down. If they're allowing you to run on tables and they're allowing you to jump into pools, acting like the craziest person there, people are going to remember you, not the people who you were surrounded by, because they're going to remember you, the person who was acting the rowdiest there. So if you surround yourself with people who aid you to be less respected by other people, you need to refrain from that kind of energy by all means before it tarnishes your reputation. You need to surround yourself with people that don't gain a sense of satisfaction every time you act like a fool or act out of character, and that's the T. Now, the fourth thing that you need to make sure that you apply, especially when you're trying to gain respect from others when it's been lost, is you need to want to be respected. That is the most fundamental thing there is. Now, wanting to be respected ties into point 2 about having your mindset in the direction of someone who wants to be respected. You need to want something in order for it to happen. If you have a dream you're trying to achieve, you need to want to achieve that for you to actually achieve it. If you want to get a gold medal, for example, you need to want the gold medal to actually achieve it. Well, in most cases, you need to want something in order to make sure that you get it. The likelihood of you getting something after wanting it is much higher than you just wanting it just for just. So let's say you're in a situation where you messed up pretty badly and people lost respect for you. Let's say you had an argument with a friend and then you acted out of character and you acted in such a way where you affected the other person really deeply. And let's say you just did something which really caused people to view you in a negative light. And then you say, well, the next people I encounter, I don't want them to view me this way. You need to want that for yourself. The moment you begin to want something, you slowly begin to command it. But only totally commanding respect is also shown through your actions as well. It's one thing for you to say, I want to be respected by other people. But if you continue acting in a way that causes you to be disrespected by other people, for people to see you in a negative light, it's going to be very hard to achieve that want. With that want links to your mindset. You need to have the mindset and say, okay, fine, I want to be respected by other people, but I need to wire my mind in such a way where people will actually respect me and they'll hear me when I say something. I'm not just saying it because that's just what I want. At the end of the day, the saying, it's easier said than done, really applies to this. You need to want to be respected in order to actually be respected, because people will see that that is something that you want, especially if you put that into practice as well. So if you find you're in a situation where someone has lost respect for you out of a situation, or it's just a personality thing, and you really pick it up that they really don't respect you anymore, a particular group of people doesn't respect you anymore, you need to make sure that moving forward in life, you need to tell yourself, okay, I want people to view me in a better light. I want people to respect me. I want people to respect my character and respect me for who I am. And then think, how am I going to do my very best, my level best, to make sure that I actually get the respect that I know that I want? Because all about wanting, like I said, means that you are going to end up commanding respect. The moment you want something, people will end up respecting you for wanting that thing. So it's better to make sure that you know where your priorities are. In wanting respect, you need to know what your priorities are. You need to know who the right people to surround yourself with, and you need to know where your mindset is at. That's the overall thing for you to actually know where you want your mindset to be when you want that respect. So that brings me to the end of the video, guys. I hope this video helped you. Let me know if it does. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. Stay safe, everyone. God bless you all. Bye.